Everyone, welcome back to another video on the Sorare Road to Glory. As you can see, just right on screen, we're going to be going through the West Coast MLS 30th year anniversary lineup that we have. I have still done a horrible job at updating the spreadsheet. That will come, I promise. We probably will have lost some value on these cards. So to start off for this week, I decided that I still wanted to try and get the streak because, like I've talked about, getting that money and being able to use it, all these cards were purchased with funds that we've had through winning streaks for like the cash rewards and everything, selling some cards from the MLS Road to Glory. So we spent about $45. In saying that, we have CJ Dos Santos and net with Dreyer from San Diego. I think this is a really good fixture against LA, who are god awful. Like in reality, I didn't want to play two in-season cards. Dreyer I've used for a while, and he's my captain, so having him not have an in-season bonus isn't an issue. And Nodu, no, I have no idea how to even pronounce this. Tolo for Seattle, again, really good fixture. If Seattle can keep a clean sheet, I think we're going to be in for like a pretty decent score with him. Anthony for Portland Timbers didn't cost us a ton, and I think his recent scores have been relatively okay. For a relatively cheap card, I didn't want to spend too much money on this because these players are going to be a secondary lineup for us, and we still have the issue with Andre Blake not being fit, so we don't have two goalies. Other than that, like beforehand, he was balling. Like he was playing unbelievable. So hopefully he can do well. And then Ralph Prizo is supposed to play for Vancouver. I don't really know if he is. I think he comes on as a sub a little bit. Yeah, the last two games coming on as a sub. Average scores. But again, with Vancouver, they're playing Real Salt Lake. It's a pretty decent matchup. So it was kind of between a couple people. I think I have two guys on, is it KC? Maybe Sporting Kansas City, I think, that were like 60%, 40%. So that's kind of, that was kind of my decision, like my thought process there. Going through the last thing we're going to talk about for this video, it will not be very long, is our MLS lineups, right? So don't mind this one. We've kind of put for some more cash. I've put in Jack Meyer and Marcelo just because I hope they can maybe get a decisive and give us the cash, even though they're not in the lineup. Like I put this lineup together. If it gets relegated, I don't care because we'll end up using it in a classic and hopefully get some good rewards next week. And then, our main lineup, Lozano, again, like the LAFC playing against the Galaxy this week could be crazy. I think Lozano's a AAA score over on Sorare Data. Roland's been playing good. Baron Halter's been playing good. Takaoka, I hope he can get a clean sheet. Like this lineup could project like relatively high. 50th, I think is, going to be high enough, but I think this lineup can get 370 points, which will give us $10. So when we go to our cards, because everyone else is new, so this is what we picked everyone up for. We did a bunch of crafting from getting some extra essence. So Tim Liebold, he was the one that was kind of on the fritz. He was 60%. We bought Eric Tommy for $7, a little bit expensive for us. Unfortunately, what I plan on doing is when the East Coast one comes, I don't believe we're going to play it. I don't feel like spending any more money, especially this week on Sorare for that, if we don't do good the first time around. And in 2 weeks, when all of the cards play, Jack Mailer can take on, whose role is it? Pariso. So we can sell off a lot of the other cards. Maybe make some money back. So I did think it might be a decent investment opportunity. We will see how that goes after, a week and a half. But that is kind of where the account stands right now. So I don't think any of these cards that we bought, I guess I bought Anthony for a lot more than I thought. So our three most notable cards, right? Tolu, he's selling for $40. So realistically, if we wanted to, we could just gas it. Yeah, there's literally none on the market. Anthony. So in my opinion, like, I would say the return is high, but I'm not going to count it until, like it's pretty solid. I actually think that was our purchase right there. So yeah, that is what it is. I'm not going to update it because, again, I don't think it shows a fair value for you guys. The other thing that I kind of want to talk about in this video is these midweek games. We actually came up clutch and came 31st. We're 6 points ahead in this all-star lineup. So we will be getting a tier 2, which is really, really nice. I hope it somehow manages to be an MLS card or a J League or K League card, because that would be incredible for our in-season lineups. If it's MLS, that would be unbelievable. So yeah, that's a pretty decent score. I didn't think Jeju was going to be able to hold off Hyundai, but yeah, he actually did pretty well. Mind you, his goalkeeping score is 14, right? He did have to make a decent amount of saves, 2 in the box. So getting that, the whole reason we won is the clean sheet, right? So we don't get those extra points. Probably looking at like a tier 4, maybe even a tier 5. So really, really cool that we got some in-season some midweek rewards. The cash I was talking about is right here, the 90s kids. So any of the special editions, if you get a decisive in any lineup. So we have a decent amount. We need a clearance off the line. We need an Anthony goal. And then a couple of the other guys, if they can get an assist, if they play, that would be great. So yeah, without further ado, that is the end of the video. I hope you guys are excited for this. I love these little in-season comps. I think we have enough players that going forward, we're going to be able to play a lot of these specialty rewards because we're like continuously getting, money back and stuff. Our streak, we are at the 370. Like I said, obviously, I think this lineup should easily get 370. Like, in my opinion, this is a lineup that should average 400 points a week. No questions asked. Plus, we continue to get extra collection score on these cards, right? If you want to just quickly look at it, maybe to spin make the video a little bit longer. Like Lenson, Bucha, I know they're not playing, but they're both at 8%. Well, maybe they're, dang, I bought a lot of cards. Yeah, so even Kubasi's on 8%. He doesn't really play for us, so he's gotten no levels. McNair 8, Roland 9. Who else? Why are the rest of my cards not here? That is okay. Well, that's not loading for us. Yeah, so okay. So we have Berhalter and we have Takaoko at 10 and 12. So, if Berhalter gets, a 65, we're easily in for, a bonus. He's getting, not a bonus. We're easily in for, 5, 6, 7 points. So if he's averaging his cost, right, or his L5 or L15, he's getting 70 points for us, which is unbelievable, even if he has an okay game. And then, like I talked about, Roland's on 9, and then Lozano's also on 9. So we're almost at 10, right? Everyone averages 60. You're looking at a pretty good score. Plus, one guy's going to be a captain. You're looking at anywhere from 350 to 400 on average. That's kind of how I look at it. So I think we should be in for 370 unless this just turns into an absolute bloodbath against Salt Lake and LA. If LA decide to turn it on Saturday, that would be terrible. But hopefully you guys are ready and prepared yourselves well for this anniversary specialty lineup, and let me know in the comments down below what cards you picked up. If you picked them up early, made some money on them just to fund something else. It was something I probably will end up doing. If we don't do well in this lineup, I think I'm gonna take the money and expand our our lineup and maybe buy another goalie so we have 2 solid lineups running for our in-season comps. But yeah, that's all for me. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Presty out. Peace.